because I think this is where Spinny Wheel is, but I could be wrong. Why? I haven't shown it. Don't worry, I've not shown it. I just said this is where it is. Don't worry. I say it could be here, but it might not be. It's not on any page. Okay, I'll hold fire. I'll put my face where it's meant to be. Yeah, it's all you need to do, chat, is pop a 1 in the chat if you would like to be in with a chance to win a £5 Google Play gift card, with which you could, if you wished, add yourself some funky stuff on for Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. So, you know, and if you haven't played it yet, please do keep clicking, scanning the QR code. You've still got time. There's like 5 days left on the sponsorships. If you want to hit more of these targets, you've got loads of time to get it done. It's Coffee in the Rain. Get your mobile phone out and scan that QR code. That's all you need to know. It's a wonderful game. It's a tactical, turn-based game based in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Loads and loads of legendary 40k characters in there that you can play as or use in your squad. We've been having a great time with it. It's really, really good fun. Spike almost broke away from it at one point, but I dragged him back in with how good the game is. So, you know, these things, they happen. 1 more minute to enter. And that's what I'm doing just now. Don't worry. Right, so we're switching over to Rogue. I can't spell Rogue Trader. That's not how you spell Rogue Trader at all. That's Rouge. Rouge Trader. I'm just trading Rouge and nothing else. We're swapping to that. We're removing that, but we're leaving that in. Rogue Trader. A character to adventure in the... Yep. I can't type. Boom. And we'll put that back in. Done. Stream info updated. In the grimdark future, there is only ham. Rouge up that ham warmer. Ham warmer 40,000. It's true. Type 1 in the chats. Not much longer to go. Any more entries? Please do it. And I am just going to go to the point where I can grab the spinny wheel. They're just making sure that they're in, I think. They're just super keen. And I respect keen. Where is it? Oh no. Oh no, I've forgotten where it is. Spin to win. Oh, it's the... I know what it is. I know where it is. I was looking in all the wrong places. Right, so let me just add a little browsy sauce here. Called it Spinny. Ignore that. No, it needs to be bigger. Boop. Right, there we go. So that's those that have entered. I know it's small font, but don't worry, we know who it is. And it's whoever the unicorn horn points to. Remember that. Whoever Barry's unicorn horn points to after we spin it. So, are you ready, chat? Spin, spin, spin. It's... No, I'm not zoomed in enough. I can't see. Josephson! Congratulations, Josephson. Give me just a moment, and I shall sling unto you a link for you to visit. Don't worry, it's completely safe. It has been vetted. And there you... That's not correct. Oh, no, it is. It is. It looked wrong, but it was correct. Boop. Should be that one. Congratulations. Enjoy your £5 Google Play gift voucher. Make sure you log into your Google account when you redeem it, because otherwise it can't assign. Be gone, Spinny. We've got a game to play. Let's go. I'm beyond hyped for this, chat. So, for those that don't know, this is a Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is a game made by Owlcat, who are the wonderful game studio who put out 2 incredible games based on the Pathfinder game system in the last couple of years. That's Pathfinder Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. They've done a great job of translating tabletop. Hey? Game is loud, thank you. They've done a great job of translating tabletop games onto video games with Pathfinder, and I am only expecting that they will have done as good, if not even better job with Rogue Trader. I can't wait to just get into this, so we're just going to click new game and go for it. Main story: take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis expanse. I love it. Difficulty. Daring? Yeah, daring is the 0% across the board. Normal is actually, we've made it easier. But yeah, Hugh of Fun would like a speech from Josephson on that win. It's not mandatory, but it would be quite funny, wouldn't it? We're going to play daring. 2 whole minutes ago. Look, I'm trying to keep up with everything, but I'm very excited about the game I'm about to play. So, but we're not going to use a pre-made character. We're not going to use a pre-made character. What do you take me for? We're going to create a custom lad. I love the art style. They're straight up commissars. Straight up commissars. Look at that. Nice. I'd like to thank my cats and my agent. I mean, she has a heavy bolter. I doubt you get the heavy bolter, but, you know, she has one. Some very nobly nobles. Oh, some extremely noble nobles, look. Now that's what a captain looks like. You know? They're like naval. The priesthood. Oh, there's loads. Loads of dashing characters. Psychers. Ooh, Psychers. Ooh. Psychers. I'm going to look like this. And I did... Yeah, quite nicely look. It changes the character model. Like if I select another character, it just changes the character model. And then you can tweak it anyway, so... Yes. Oh, cool. Yeah, when you ascend the items, you can...
So after you've forged it so many times,
yeah,
you can then ascend them and choose what the abilities they move forward with.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Pick based on their stash, as in moustache, not their loot. This hair, though, this hair is an absolute statement. Look at that. Alright, let's go for the standard attempted self-insert, which won't quite look like me, but might look similar-ish. Yeah, let's do that. Have we got a facial hair? We have! Look at that! Now, which was... Oh, look at... Yes! I mean, it's not me, but yes! Can't look at that. There's someone's head blocking the screen. Oh, I'm always going to be somewhere bad, aren't I? Where could I go? Where could I go, chat? Let's go bottom left for the time being. Woohoo! No, then you're not going to be able to read stuff. Right, I'm going to take a temporary holiday over here whilst we plan the character, and then go back over. That is the fullest of beards. This is great and all, but where is my beard? That's all I want. Bring on the days where, like, we're close to it as well, where the webcam just does a facial scan and then just puts your character. Just move your camera to match up with the character. There we go. Sorted. It's like that, but less long. Oh, that might work. It's not quite right, though, is it? It's not. It's close. It's close, but it's not right. No, I want to. Yeah, remove the scarring, because it's easier to design a character when it's not that scarring on it. Oh, the facial hair's a difficult one. None of these quite match, and that's annoying to me. Pizza and corn on the cob. Nice. Excellent choice. Alright, we're going to use... which one was the closest? That one, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. It's a little bit mutton chops, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. He's cool. He's cool. Alright, next we have to decide what kind of world we're from. And these have big gameplay differences. I'm going to move back over now because we've designed what he looks like. And you'll see a lot of him during this playthrough, I imagine. So, if you can't see him now, you'll get to see him. There you go. I'm sort of... There you go. I've got my head... Hey! Hey! Oh, the weird thumb that appeared out of nowhere was questionable, wasn't it? So I can be from a death world, which gives more strength, toughness, agility, less fellowship, which is basically a charisma, and intelligence, and survival instinct. Once per combat, when the wounds of a Death World character drop below 30%, they gain 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. Death World characters also gain a 20% bonus to dodge and armor while they have at least one temporary wound. They're survivors. Be from a frog world where you get a prehensile tongue. No, that is a forge world. These guys, I'm going to guess, are all about tenacity. Lifetime of scars. They're all about toughness. They're all about toughness. Okay. Voidborn. These are you're not from a planet. You're from space. You were born on a ship and have lived your life on a ship. A Voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance. Chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Any enemy dodge or parry against a Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail. Interesting. It's a second chance to pass any sort of failed test, really. They're all about luck. All about crits. 20% chance to survive. Yeah, they're all about luck. Okay, Voidborn is about luck. Hive World. Strength in numbers, lots of fellowship, agility. They gain resolve, which is apparently quite an important. Resolve is quite an important thing in this game. There's a whole momentum system in battles, and the more resolve you have, the faster your momentum builds up. So that's an important stat. So these guys are about fellowship. Weapon personalization. All range weapons dealing physical damage have +1 damage, +5% armor penetration, +1 rate of fire, and -5 to recall. Damn, they're really good with physical weapons. Forge Worlds. Oh, that added another tab. Did any of the others? No. So if you go for Forge World, you have to pick what about Forge. Ooh. Interesting. Mechanicus. Kind of. Intelligence and toughness, not good at fellowship. But good at energy and power weapons, it looks like. With an int bonus. Mechanicus. I see what you did there. can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowships. Actually, their loss of fellowship isn't such a big hit. Mechanicus, the lesser-known Jellicle cat. And what are the Forge World options? Analytics system, 10 plus your intelligence bonus crit hit chance. That's quite good. You gain agility bonus divided by 2 movement points and 2 times agility bonus dodge. Mechanicus. Or subskin armor, in which you get 5 plus double your toughness bonus armor. Percent armor. Okay, so they basically, yeah, they get buffs for being Forge Worldy. I kind of like that. My referral code. Oh, for I'll pop it in Discord because I didn't manage to do that. I got distracted. Okay. These things, they happen. It's perfectly natural. So humanity's finest Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except weapon skill or ballistic skill and add a plus 10 bonus. Oh, they also got a world buff look. Yeah, good point. Oh, that'll be which statistic do you want? Yeah, based off that. So that's what stat other than weapon skill, ballistic skill do you want a plus 10 bonus? That's nice. Better to die for the Emperor. Whilst under 40% wounds, they gain plus 10% to all characteristics. And plus 2 to resolve. Damn! No Heresy. Plus 10% crit chance and 10% armor against Xenos or demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonuses. However, their Law Xenos and Law Warp are always 0. Stronger together, all allies excluding Xenos in the current... Oh, you can get Xenos allies? Oh, of course, you're a rogue trader. You kind of do your own thing. Interesting. I'm doing my part. So this is if you wanted to roleplay Starship Troopers in the 41st Millennium. And Fortress World, never stop shooting. Each time a Fortress World character kills an enemy, they gain plus 10 stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stacks of never stop shooting % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP and will not count towards the attack limit. This effect triggers all the stacks are lost. That's quite cool. It's quite cool. Never stop believing. These guys are shooty. Look, Spare Mag, Hail of Steel, Familiar Kickback. These guys are the ranged like experts. So survivors, luck, fellowship, interesting Forge Worldy stuff. Power weapons while wearing heavy armor. Kind of tempting. It's kind of tempting. You know? Wrong universe. I don't know. Look, when you look at Starship Troopers, it is basically the Imperial Guard versus the Tyranids. It is. By all accounts. I could be from an Imperial world, but that no heresy and dropping your law to 0 sounds like it might not be the best thing in some cases. Right, here we go. I've just got to pop this code in Discord chat. Boop, 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 boop. Here's POD24 LES. There we go. Enjoy that, folks. And yeah, if you haven't tried Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus, I'm going to leave that down there and leave the command on for now, so you can still get involved in it. There's many more days to have a go. So we need to decide what kind of character we're going to play, because these bonuses are going to matter for that, right? I think. So I know that there's 2 things that are going to denote our character from here. Their origin and their archetype. And those are separate. You can have any archetype with any origin. It's really interesting. The potential origins are Astra Militarum Commander, Commissar, Crime Lord, Minister and Priest, Navy Officer, Noble, and Sanctioned Psyker. The archetypes, which I can't select yet, are Warrior, melee user, Officer, who buffs teammates and lets them take extra actions and extra turns and stuff like that, Operative, who is about analysing the enemy to unveil their weaknesses and then doing big critical shots or hits, and Soldier, who is the ranged specialist. Now, having had a look at the classes and stuff like that, the origins and the archetypes, there's a couple of suggestions I've got for ways I'd like to take characters. I would either like to play as a sanctioned psyker who specialises in biomancy and is a warrior, so a melee psyker who uses his psychic powers to buff himself up and become hench and go to warp speed, which would be fun. Or we go full officer. We go like Navy officer or noble, so all about fellowship and intelligence and stuff. We go archetype officer, and we go up the officer trees in archetype, and basically create a character whose whole reason for existence is turning to his underlings and going, you, become awesome and kill that enemy. So that's kind of the two ideas that I had for characters. I quite like the sanctioned melee psyker. I quite like the notion of that. Because the first ability you get as a Biomancy Psyker is Iron Arm. The target gains +10 and an additional 4 times your Psi rating, Strength and Toughness until the end of combat. So you pop that in the first turn of combat on yourself, and you've got a bunch of extra Strength and Toughness until the end of the combat. It's quite cool. Fortress World Officer, says Tomo. So you're thinking Fortress World for the shooting bonuses. I can see it. The Fortress World stuff. Which of these would you pick? Astra Militarum. I mean, that makes the most sense, doesn't it? Just Imperial Guard Commander. You know? Perception and ballistic skill for the shooting. It gets Medicae bonuses, which is cool. Regimental Tactics, what does that do? Once per combat, they and all allies deal an additional 20 plus 2 times perception bonus % damage to our enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies. Until the end of the commander's next turn. That is about melee attacks, though. Regimental Tactics buffs melee attacks. Like, what else we got? Obviously, we've got Commissar. Commissar, quite fun. The next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following effects. If it's an enemy target, the target becomes marked, and whoever kills them gains an additional turn with an extra 2 action points and 4 movement points. Or if you shoot an allied target, all allies get an additional AP and 3 movement points. Commissar. Shooting your friends to buff everyone. Crazy. Summary execution. If you kill the target with at all costs, you can use it again once more. Oh damn. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The Crime Lord is about having plans. I read about this. You use your intelligence to gain surefire plan stacks, and then that is used to buff next actions. Is this system like Pathfinder where you can actually make a bad character? I don't really know enough. I only played a very small amount of Rogue Trader myself, so I'm not really aware of what constitutes a good or bad character currently. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Alright, I've made my decision. I'm going to be a Death Wielder. I'm going to be a Sanctioned Psyker. A Biomancer. We're doing it. What was my triumph? What was my crowning moment? Either, upon solving the mystery of a powerful psychically active Xeno artifact, you managed to destroy the creation of countless enemies of humanity. +5 Law Xenos. 5e, you can make a perfectly functioning wizard within Tate. Illustrious Glory, you single-handedly saved a pilgrim ship by stopping a warp breach while travelling through the Immaterium. +5 Persuasion. Or the power of your sorcery crushed a demon of the archenemy and drove it back into the warp. Coercion. I'm thinking lore. Let's know the cool stuff. What was my darkest hour? I was accused of being possessed by a warp entity and forced into exile, leaving your soul forever scarred. -5 logic. Your sorcery caused a warp manifestation aboard a void ship, claiming thousands of lives in the end. -5 awareness. Or an error during the sanctioning process brought you many hours of agony, which nearly cost you your life. -law warp. I don't feel like I want to lose lore. So let's lose logic instead. Yes. Warrior! Warrior Psyker. I love it. We're going to do it. Right, so we get to distribute some points. We need weapon skill. We've got 20 more points. You put them up in chunks of 5, and you can only put 10 into any given characteristic. So we're going to need... Willpower is good for a Psyker. So let's make sure we've got plenty of that. We're going to need more strength. And probably toughness as well. But let's go strength for now. And do that. What is our void ship? It's a sword class frigate. Named sword class frigate. We need a better name for that. Invictum Irabus. Unforgiven. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, intelligence is pretty low, isn't it? Intelligence is not great. Considering it governs so many skills. But willpower is more important for a Psyker. This is the thing. Intelligence doesn't actually affect it. Dump stat, fellowship as well. I'm not a talky character, it would seem. Okay, the Unforgiven. I like that. 1.6 kilometers long, the sword class frigate. I like it. The Von Valentius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valentius dynasty, and it's a little sword class escort. By comparison, it's teeny tiny. The Unreliable. I like that, actually. I like the Unreliable. Let's call it the Unreliable. Yeah, yeah. The Unreliable. So here is our character. His name is not Rogue Trader or Marn. It's in the toolbox. It's the ship from Outer Worlds. It's yeah, it's a very similar design. However, you're going to see a lot of Gothic architecture on board, and that's fine. Guarantee that. Okay, this is not a bad character. This is not a bad character, right? Let's do it. Let's get started. It's going to be good. Oh, this game's going to be so good. I've really, really been looking forward to this. Nice. It's the 40k universe. Every character is bad. No, that wasn't an accidental caps lock. Oh, yeah, Outer Worlds is named the Unreliable. That's fair. I have ages ago. But I like the name of it, especially for a ship that I'm going to be in control of. Ah, yes. Giant statues everywhere. Good. And epically Gothic architecture, of course. It will be, Crabs. It will be the same engine, because it's made by Owlcat. They're good, aren't they? Yeah.
The best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Right, I need to just... Can I tweak this audio a bit? I want voice louder than SFX. Music. So we can hear it. Save. Okay. Have we met? I like this. all of these comments on the architecture, and then sorry, who are you? Have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
My name is in the Toolbox, and so as to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a sanctioned psyker.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable...
Game sound up a tad. Yeah, there we go. Should be a bit better.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
That's fair. That's fair. You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs. There's another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Ooh, okay, that's what you got to say. Cool. Tell me about the one on whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention.
Loving the voice acting.
To say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
I like the way he essentially just said there is, does not matter how big a fish you are, she's bigger. You know? and you need to know that. You need to know that. Alright, I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Okay.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okay. Move your character by clicking the left button. Okay, so we're into Pathfinder controls. It's kind of good having played that before, because I think there's going to be some aspects of this that I just get. You know? Oh, interactable objects. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some allow you to study objects, others will transfer the character to neighbouring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactive object. Click to do the associated action. Hold tab to highlight objects your character can interact with. Ah, that's quite a lot. Including all the people! Hello there, Technomat. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. Couldn't read that fast enough. Let's just follow Conrad. In here? Oh, cutscene!
One of the von Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around.
That is a Lehman Russ battle tank. With the heavy flamers? Instead of the heavy bolters? Yes, maybe multi-melters.
What's
I'm
happening?
not sure. No, multi-melters. Those servitors are doing bad things.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Well, they are murdering the shit out of people. Squelch. That guy got folded like an omelette. A lemon rust battle tank. You have been ambushed. To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarise you with the combat system of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. Oh, that's nice. You get to have a look round. It is turn-based, right? It is good. I needed turn-based. I need turn-based in my life. I need to be able to take my time and think. Oh my giddiest aunt! That's a double kill. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. Oh, that's different to Pathfinder. Pathfinder had arbitrary distances. It got very hard to measure at times. I like a grid. I like a good grid. Yeah, OP servitors, what the hell? On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and double-click left mouse button to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal uses 2. Yeah, I get it. I've played game systems where that's the case before. To the tarantula and fire away. Or why not the Lehman Russ? Who needed that floor anyway, you know? I was thinking about putting a new elevator into the deck below. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. So think before you move. What was that? Can I... Oh, I can examine. Oh, that's quite cool. Look, you can find all kinds of data about them. What's this exploit do that he did? Oh, you can see their weapons and all sorts. Nice. Oh, that's the exploit effect that he's done. He's got 3 stacks. What did the joint one do then? He did some kind of like joint analysis. Oh, their allies' attacks also do. Ooh, that means I get the exploit bonus. Come on then, let's have you. Whoop whoop. To make attacks and use abilities in combat, a character must spend action points, or AP. Their total is displayed on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Every attack or ability has a certain AP cost associated with it. The number of squares next to the icons of attack, actions, and other abilities indicates their AP cost. At the start of each character's turn, their AP is restored to the max value. To attack, first click left mouse button on the single shot icon. Hover the cursor over an enemy. A tooltip will appear showing your chances of hitting that enemy and the possible damage you can deal. That's nice. Just break it down for me. How likely am I to hit this guy? The amount of damage your characters deal depends on the parameters of the weapon they're using. Yeah. You'll see 2 areas denoting the weapon's effective and maximum firing areas. Right, yeah, because if you try and fire from long range... Hey, DJG! How you doing with the OO? Certain abilities in the game are considered attack actions and can only be used once per turn. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose their remaining movement points until the start of the turn. So once you've attacked, you can't move again. Have I mentioned what my dares are for this game? Absolutely, yes. I have 1 dare to raid someone else who is playing this game at the end of the stream, which we will absolutely be doing. So make sure that you're here for the raid. And 1 dare to complete Chapter 3, I believe the other one was. So that one's a longer term one, but you know what? This is our main Tuesday and Thursday game now, so... Well, it's always good to see you, DJG. We're playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. So there's my ability to buff myself, but I don't have a melee weapon yet, so I'll just shoot this lad, I guess. Oh, there's the 2 rings you can kind of see. Look, it goes up to here for effective range and further for maximum range. So if I shoot this lad, I've got a 75% chance to hit him, and it will slap him for 11 to 15 damage. Let's go. Good hit, good hit. When you're ready to end your turn, press space. Crew officers shooting. You've got this, lads. No, you haven't. You have not got this. Uh-oh. That's okay. He didn't kill me. That's okay. Oh, you're just going to stand there analysing the guy, aren't you? Not going to help. Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity. Nah. If an opponent in an adjacent cell initiates movement, it can also be triggered by some abilities. All characters with melee weapons, including members of your party, can make attack of opportunity. The chance to hit and deal damage are calculated just like a normal attack. Okay. So can I shoot him from here? I can! Oh, I can execute him! Oh no, I mean it's a servitor.
What suspiciously poor
really a
timing
person
for
anymore.
such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Oh, I'm so happy to be playing a 40k game of this. It's good. Hey, here come the guardsmen! Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises. Stations. At your service.
I must remain here.
All guardsmen have
For
to have
Lady
that voice.
Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
As a devout pacifist, this guy needs several slaps. End dialogue. Cool. I have walked over this way. Can I loot? I can't loot. What loot? The wires in the servitor's head are still smouldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun, constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus using a standard template construct in the manufactorums of Chiava Gamma. Lehman Russ battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortes Chiton. Am I going this way? Is this the way? Servants, I see them. God, I just tell them off. Let's go in here. Look at this landscape. Like, it's already epic as heck. That's rather a lot of people down there. So we're on a massive ship. This ship is 1.6 kilometers long and huge. The ships in the Warhammer 40,000 universe are massive. Tens of thousands of people on board at any given time, even the smaller ships like this one. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be a political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad? Heresy and witchcraft. Friendship is magic. Magic is heresy. Sure hope it's got enough bathrooms spread across it. I've got some bad news. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valentius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Behind the two of them you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing, who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Do any of the ships have trains running on them? Almost certainly, yes. Absolutely. There are fast transit systems all up and down these kind of ships, because they have to be. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. In the toolbox, approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. high seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Now I've got 2 bonus options here because of lore successes. A Xenos lore, those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Or because I succeeded at lore warp, there are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Or because I'm a psyker, I believe I could use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery on Ion 6, but it would require going down to the surface. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy, however I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Ion 6 must be purged! For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. Or just, I don't know. I like this one, because we succeeded at this. Might cost psychers. Thorough but presumptuous, it took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years, yet you speak of several. Edelthrad looks at you with the warmth of a snake. Sanctioned snipers? Psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you, in the toolbox, suggest that we use heretics who are an offence to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Edelthrad. Yes. The colour drains from Edelthrad's face, which distorts his features further. Insolent, ignorant upstart! How dare you! Edelthrad. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. Beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Edelthrad bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. I feel like we've been spoilt by the amount of voice acting in Baldur's Gate 3. Josephson's sick burn! Yeah! I think Edelthrad's trouble. I think he's trouble. Passive skill tests. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests, like the ones we saw a minute ago. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, then she turns to you. So, in the toolbox, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? Theodora scoffs. You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lick-spittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo Afscaras. I'm proud of the fact I managed to say that without stumbling over it. Jeez. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honour to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin to us all. Yeah, Josephson. You ever look at people's wish lists but can't figure out what game to buy for them? I don't know. I mean, anyone attempting to do that with my wish list is right out of luck, because I just throw things on my wish list that I want to watch, and just keep an eye on it. I should clean it out at some point. And I imagine other people use their wish list similarly, right? You go through your discovery queue, and anything that interests you, you just hit wish list so you can keep an eye on it for later. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, in the Toolbox, are one of those with the von Valentius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. One of? Does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Bloodright alone is not enough to earn the high honour of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigtveer served me for many years before he made his mistake. How am I meant to know what a certain legless friend would be? Can you romance Theodora? Asking the real questions, Severin. Asking the important questions here. Is this a CRPG or a dating simulator? Let's wait and find out. If you're satisfied with Edelthrad, what sense is there having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Impatience. I'm rather fond of impatient people. They're not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Coronis Expanse. Warhammer 40,000 dating sim sounds interesting. Don't suggest it too loud, or the people who made the Dead by Daylight one might get ideas. It says in your profile that you bear the brand of sorcery, albeit sanctioned sorcery, that is permitted in the service of the Imperium. I am accustomed to the presence of psychers at my side. More than that, I value their unique abilities highly. Perhaps that is why I am so intrigued by Edelthrad's candidacy. A rogue trader psyker could achieve great things indeed. However, psychers are fragile creatures, and as such I would rather have a replacement standing ready in the event that something happens to Edelthrad. What you want is a psyker who's tough as nails, right? Edelthrad the Unthraddy. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valentius dynasty, well, so much the better. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or it could be that the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumours spread about by uneducated riffraff. Rogue rights. It's begun. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of spectres dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. You can clean the gunk out of the soup machine nozzle. And I shall call you Lister. That is Rimmer, isn't it? That is Rimmer. I'm not going to ask that first one because it makes my character look like he doesn't know what's going on. But for those that don't know, a quick lesson on interstellar travel in Warhammer 40,000. See, in Warhammer 40,000, to travel faster than light, you have to go through a thing called the Warp. It is where all psychic energy is technically drawn from, and also where all the demons live. It is a place of impossible physics and just cannot be, right? But someone discovered that it was possible to jump through this and go really fast from one place to another. Well, technically. See, in the real world, you get there really quickly. But the crew can be travelling in the warp for months or even years. Right? All to arrive somewhere like a week later. The warp is bad, and a ship travelling through the warp with no defences would be completely blind, no idea where it was going, and also immediately assailed by every demon imaginable and unspeakable things done to the crew and everyone on board. So what they do instead is they have a psyker called a navigator, whose job it is to navigate the ship through the warp, and they do this by using a beacon called the Astronomicon, which is the Emperor. It is the Emperor sat on the Golden Throne. It's basically Event Horizon, it absolutely is. The Emperor sat on the Golden Throne acts as a beacon that the navigators can use to steer the ship. But basically these navigators are at massive risk, and the ships have an immensely powerful sort of psychic shield around them called a Gellerfield, and if that goes down, everything goes to shit. Right? And if a ship gets through a warp translation having lost about a third of its crew, this is considered an incredibly successful warp jump. Everybody cracks open the bottles of Amasec, and they carry on with what they were doing. So yeah, warp travel in Warhammer 40,000 is utterly terrifying, but completely necessary for the Imperium to work. What can you do? There are other races who have mastered faster-than-light travel without the need for terrifying encounters with demons, but mankind is not them. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance is reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Oh, they... Okay. Guess we're having a fight. Sorry, how bad was that guardsman that he was point blank with a lasgun and didn't manage to take any of them down before one killed him with an axe? You've been ambushed. Initiative. All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll on the left here. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen from bottom to top. The character at the very bottom goes first, and the one above them, and so on. So I'm going up here. But Theodora is first with 229 hit points. Jeezy McCreasy. Mort has 252. Oh, that's the guy it was saying had all the guns. He's basically a really, really badass Imperial Guardsman. Start the battle. Theodora used Kill Them. And we all got buffed. Plus 50 ballistic skill. Damn. Alright, he's kind of badass. Mort is... Oh my goodness. Melter Scorching Area Attack.
Die, die, Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Good dodge. Damn, he got another turn. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind a marked with a shield, or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. I can pronounce words. In this case, the chance that enemies' attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a side not protected by their current cover. Standard cover system, right? So, but if I jump behind here, I don't think I can hit any enemies, can I? Oh no, I can. I like that it gives you red lines to them. Now, is that the chance to hit from there, or... Yeah, I think it is. So let's move there, get cover. And then, I mean, we've got like plus tons of ballistic skill from her buff, which is great. 76%, 86% chance to annihilate that guy. Let's go for it. Boop. Yeah. Grimdark boop. Nah, missed me. Now you got a kill. Maybe not. You are a heretic. Little bit heretical. Little bit heretical. Oh my god, okay. The personally addressed plasma shot was
This one.
2 kills with 1 swipe. I love this guy.
Fewer targets.
I don't even need to fight. I don't even need to... Oh, what's he going to do? How did that not... It's a good thing there's no friendly fire, I guess. Apparently. 30%. Has my ballistic skill just massively dropped? Your character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. To learn more about the effect you've gained, hover your cursor over the effect icon next to the character's portrait. So that's this. So plus 50 ballistic skill until the end of combat as well as bonkers. Oh, it's harder to hit because they're outside of my effective range. So what if I jump behind here instead? And then boop him. Boop! Got him! 2 kills. Yes! People do say that Event Horizon is a prerequisite to Warhammer. To be fair, it is a pretty apt description of what the faster than light travel is like in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, so yeah, I'll buy into that. I'm sorry, you're trying to shoot the rogue trader? She's got a plasma... Yeah, she's got a plasma pistol, dude. And no qualms with using it on you. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Whoreson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What is happening? From what we've seen in the Toolbox, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. The Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just survived a sudden attack. Such episodes are not uncommon amongst Voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks. Theodora clicks her Vox a few times. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine Seer Prime before I can get a sense of what we're up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring. Possibly. Quite likely. We'll investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. Arch-Militant. What a great name that is. And be quick about it. Okay. He went this way? I'm guessing that's what that's saying. Oh, it auto-reloads my gun after combat. That's nice. I love the architecture in this universe. Like, this sort of proper gothic architecture is awesome. Here's more. Here he is. He's just walking. He doesn't need cover. Melter gun. Jeez. He does. Mort don't need cover. He's just here to mess you right up. Oh, he's not voice acted this time. Thank Providence, you're alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Remember, all guardsmen have to have that accent. It's a rule. Mort, pull yourself together. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. I love... We did nothing. We came to back up Mort and he absolutely did not need our help. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent, the Voxmaster is not responding, armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officers' deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organised mutiny. If this is indeed a severe case of warp madness, the situation is dire. It's called a mutiny, just a normal thing. Yeah, but like in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, for the most part, people know that a mutiny ends in a bolt gun round to the head. Just, you know, that's the standard response. You don't know the half of it. There's only one thing worse than the warp addling the brains of our crew, and that's the warp itself crawling all over our decks. Bah, shouldn't even think about it. It's bad luck. Your orders, Lord Captain. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he's unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assaulted by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Class and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. In the toolbox? If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psycho powers. Then it's settled. In the toolbox, find Edelthrad and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both, do you understand? I shall do everything in my power. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come. Okay, she angry. She's so cross. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-boo. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. You're the heretic! That was like turbo-heretical. I promised you a special destiny in the toolbox. It's time to fulfill it. Ruh-roh. It turns out he was a bad guy. Surprise! Surprise heresy! That's what we love. A little bit of unexpected heresy. So I think in this game you can actually, you can choose whether you want to be like super imperial, like burn the heretic kind of thing, or you can be a bit heretical if you want to yourself.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voidveer, you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Alright, you are getting less cool by the moment.
We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel. An ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The warrant of trade.
Use your psychic powers against Voidveer. Close your eyes and try to focus, and then you feel the touch of something sharp. Voidveer has somehow sensed a shift in the warp and delivered a preemptive strike. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet. Whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. You're getting free voice acting on this one, by the way, chat. I'm going to read everything out. Fight the voice in your head. Get out! I'm not your puppet! Get out of my head! The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet, making you take a step toward the gates looming at the centre of the chamber. No choice. This is happening. Like, I don't know if there's any choices that wouldn't have led to this. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Ooh, tech use check. 70%. E. Tech use succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Gain 20 experience! Score! The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp, metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidveer wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Anything can be used as a weapon? You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition, nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Look, man.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Examine the Sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and it has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. Place your hand in its maw. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against this gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever...
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear a displeased grunt in your mind, as if the lurking entity has sensed something that is not to its liking. Yes, Sentinel, traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted.
Yeah!
Initiating defense protocol.
I win. Right? Oh, what we got? Tarantulas! Heavy bolter tarantulas! Suck it, heretics! Oh god!
There is still another way.
And fire. Oh, he's run off in a little tantrum now. Oh, door's open. Yeah. Check the warrant chamber. The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable. Have I got... Oh, I've got a wound. I've got an old injury. Oh no. There we go. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, and I can't read this fast enough, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to all... It's a bit fast. I'm a quick reader. You're going to have to pause the video if you wish to read all of this exactly. But basically, the warrant says, rogue trader allowed to do what rogue trader wants.
The child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Cool. Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless. Ooh,
Middle
wrong
and
button.
upper decks.
No weapon for me, I
Assuming the
guess.
probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay. As the game story unfolds, you'll see notifications at the top of the screen indicating the status of your current objective has been updated. You can check it in the journal. Cool. Rumours and contracts also contains important information. You'll learn about them later. So that is this stuff. Seal the warrant chamber. Okay. Is that going to be back at the dude? Yeah. Sealing.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Yeah, okay, I know this looks bad. Conrad Voitvir is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
That's fair. Voitvir openly admitted he's the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now
that's
safe,
true.
Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way.
Axe.
I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
Want some armor.
Here.
While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury after being attacked by Kunrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within 1 round. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it's considered fresh during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed using a medkit without passing any skill checks. Old injuries can be healed, but they require a Medicaid skill test. Okay, so it gets harder to heal them when they're older. Once the combat's over, the wounds of all party members are replenished, but any injuries they may have sustained remain. Medikits can only be used by characters who have the Field Medic feature, base skill Medicaid, or have taken Medicaid skill advancement at least once. That's important. Abelard can heal your character's injury. Good, because I have none of those things.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium. Let's patch you up.
Yeah. You've got new items. All items are added to your inventory. Oh yeah, axe time. Yeah, I've got an axe. Can I wear the armour as well? Oh, Armoured Psyker, let's go. Armour 20%. I'll dodge 23% of average enemy attacks in this chapter. Nice. And it reduces the incoming damage of average enemy attacks in this chapter by 15%. Put the armour on. Put the armour on. Yeah, Armoured Psyker, let's go. This is what I want. I want a tanky Psyker that buffs himself up and then slaps you really hard with the amalgamated power of his psychic will. Now, can I also... Ooh. This is an interesting build. Axe and pistol. Pistol for if I can't reach the enemy, right? I like that. You can have that. Oh, there you go. You've got 2 medkits. Why not? Axe and pistol. Yeah.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse. All those strike teams have already been
I
dispatched.
cast Fist. Best
All
spell.
communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Good. Sounds
But
great.
That is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most
But
alarming.
wait, there's more.
These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
Good question. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Very well, lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
We're going to go see the Navigator, the guy responsible for getting us out the warp. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the Vox Emperor. The God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared...
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle. which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved.
Cool.
Onward.
Good plan. I love it. Love this plan. Combat begins with the tactical phase, during which characters cannot attack or take other actions, but may try to take up advantageous positions. Oh, you get deployment? Cool. Can't deploy next to an enemy, I'm guessing? No. But we can get nice and close to them, because, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. Do that. Start the battle. Let's go! Oh no, you've done 0 damage. Be careful, companions can get hit by your burst shots. Noted. Your new companion's a warrior. Abelard specialises in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attacks. Charge is a unique warrior ability, I know I've got it, that works only when they're using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use it to close the distance between you and the enemy and deal damage. Note the charge can be used if you're 2 or more cells away. And that's about how to do melee attacks. I can figure that out though. I'm pretty sure. Rah! Nice. And then can you do the swipey thing? Okay, so that hits one enemy for 8 to 10 damage. This... oh my god, I've right-clicked it. This hits all creatures within the 3 cells for 8 to 10 damage. Same armor pen, same armor pen. Just more AP. Boop!
Reduced to dust.
Love that chainsword. Love that chainsword. Raven King with the posture check, thank you. Your character is just missed. Thanks, game. Thanks. To increase hit chance, equip them with a decent weapon and place them on a vantage point. Rude. Abilities and talents that help improve weapon skill will help you hit more often in close combat, and for improved marksmanship, learn perception and ballistic skill. Noted. That is him done. Attack of opportunity! Haha, get wrecked. He's really strong. Combat abilities of characters differ depending on their archetype. Available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen. And... yeah. Okay, so I want to buff myself, so I can do that, right? 1 AP. Buff. Iron Arm. See, he's now got plus 10 strength and toughness. Nice. News game. Let's do it. Sack of opportunity. Yeah. I just want to get this attack off. Can I do a sweep? I can. Or I can hit 1 target and inflict bleeding. So this is better for multiple targets. Let's go! Oh, double kill! So anyway, the news game. For those who haven't played this before, everyone in chat can take part, and here is how the news game works. I'm going to read you the news story on this card. It's either a real news story that actually happened, or it's fake and made up. Once I've read the news story out, you will have 1 minute using the Twitch prediction system to bet your channel points on whether you think it was a real or fake news story. Once that minute's up, I will reveal the truth to you, and those who got it correct will win the points from those who did not. So brace yourselves, here comes the story from the 1st of October 2014. 9-pound hairball pulled from girl's stomach. Iperi Alexieva, 18, was complaining of stomach pains and ended up being admitted into a hospital in I can't pronounce the name of the country. Kyrgyzstan? I'm bad at this. Doctors ended up operating on her and removed a 9-pound hairball from her stomach. Doctors said that her habit of chewing the tips of her hair was the cause of the build-up, which ended up getting headlines around the world. So there's the news story. I will get the prediction open now. Start prediction. Real or fake? Let's go. There it is, folks, just at the top of chat. If you can't see it, just refresh the stream. You have 1 minute to bet your channel points on whether you think 9-pound hairball pulled from girl's stomach is a real or fake news story. Place your bets now. Whilst we're doing so, here's another chance to mention our sponsor at the moment, Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. If you enjoy the Warhammer 40,000 universe, pull out your mobile phone and scan the QR code that keeps appearing beneath me, or put !Tacticus into chat to get a link that you can visit on your mobile to download the game for free and give it a try. It's a squad-based, turn-based tactical strategy game in which you can collect legendary characters from the Warhammer 40,000 universe, fight through 4 different campaigns, 3 of which can be fought from the opposite side as well, in a mirror campaign. It has arenas, PvP, PvE, and you can even join our guild in the Toolbox TTV and help us fight epic raid bosses as well. I genuinely recommend this game. We're having a lot of fun playing it. There's the link for it as well. So go check it out. And as a Brucey bonus for us, anyone who tries it out using the link and completes the tutorial or reaches player level 10 or 15, it helps us out hit some of our goals here on the stream, and to be able to do bigger and better sponsorships in future as well. So big thanks to those who've done it already, and big thanks to those who are doing it right now. And if you're not, consider it. Go ahead, give it a try. It's great fun. Something to play whilst you watch the stream. Time is up, and I can therefore reveal that this news story, 9-pound hairball pulled from girl's stomach, is in fact, as 92% of you felt, real. That's right, this was a completely real news story, and I remember seeing something about this before. This has happened quite often, you're absolutely correct. It is a fact that people who have a tendency to chew the tips of their hair, quite often in a nervous reaction, can build up hairballs, much in the same way that a cat does. It's rare that they get to the point of being 9 pounds of hair, however. Usually they've been coughed up before that. So this was a rare case. This was a rare and extreme case. Right, that's Toolbox's turn done. Heretic! Wow, none of them have even hit Abelard yet. Abelard, wreck their day. Like, son, just mess them up. Damn, one dodged again. Got 41 points. Nice!
I've suffered worse.
A hit point of damage? What? Target is too far. Kill him! Oh! Oh, that'll do it. Oh, can I shoot him? I can. This is why I have a pistol in my offhand. 4. Boop! Yeah! Offhand pistol! I like that. Your character just landed a critical hit that deals increased damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. Character's critical damage is 150% of their normal damage by default, however certain talents, effects and abilities can increase it. Each weapon has its own crit damage stat, which is added to the character's total stat value during attack. So how do we find out that? I don't know. Got it. Got it, cool. Enemy's turn. Parried. Looks like you're shit out of luck. Oh. Nailed. Experience points. You can advance the level of your character and companions. Prevailing in battles, exploring the Coronis Expanse, and completing quests earns you experience points. Yay, level ups. Ding. Level 2. Wonder what the maximum level is. I mean, there's at least 36 levels, look, because that's where the last archetype unlocks. And that has a whole load of levels to gain in it as well. That's pretty cool. However, Warrior, we got a skill up. Corrals, Athletics, Coercion, Demolition, Medicae, or Law Warp. I mean, with our Psyker, it feels appropriate to get more Warp Law. You know? That will put it to 40. Or you take a Medicae advancement so that he can actually do healing. Tempting. Demolition? Why not? Coercion, Athletics, and Corrals. Corrals is toughness based. It's tempting to get that. Ability to resist negative effects applied by some poisons, stimulators, or alcohol. May give access to new dialogue options. Well, what I'm thinking, Severin, is if my other character can already do Medicae, there's no point me using the points. Like, if I mouse over this, Abelard already has a 30 in it and can use the medical kits. Whereas if I was to just keep buffing the hell out my character and make him strong as heck. Like, yes, he's a Psyker, but he's going to end up with a lot of strength and toughness, and I'm okay with that. Especially with his self-buffs. You know, when he pops his buff at the moment, he's strength 55, which is not a bad starting strength in this game. So it works on a D100 system, essentially, but, and I've always noticed this about Rogue Trader, whilst it works on a D100 system, quite a lot of the time, you'll find the increments that chances change in to be 5%. And if you split 100 into 5% increments, you'll find that that's technically a D20 system. Now, there are some exceptions. There are chances in this game that do use the D100 system, and that's why it kind of defaults to a percentile base all the time. But yeah, quite a lot of it is done in 5s, which technically makes it a D20. But, you know, that's okay. We don't judge. I would like to gain Carouse, I think. Let's just do it. Let's just get really tough and hard to kill. I can't heal him when he goes down. But he doesn't... Remember, the healing is used after battles to heal injuries. And everybody gets up after battle with all their wounds back. Just the injuries are permanent. So he'll be able to heal his own injuries after battle as long as he doesn't die. And if he does, then we've probably got bigger problems. I reckon. So he gained Carouse. Complete. Nice. And then he's got a level up as well. He can get Carouse, Athletics, Coercion, Demolition, or Medicae. No Law Warp for him. But he could double down on the Medicae. Or get some Athletics. Traverse difficult terrain. I'm going to give him more Medicae for now. Make him the better healer. Ooh, loot. Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings, but you can discover valuable trophies among them. Click left mouse button on a defeated enemy to inspect what's left of them. Items on the right side of the trophy collection window go to your inventory, such items can be used or equipped by your characters. Items on the left are packed up as cargo and sent to your ship, which can be later used to trade with various factions. Interesting. Oh, so you can select whether the items go to cargo or inventory log. That's quite cool. Would I prefer a las pistol? It only fires in bursts. The las pistol. Don't know how I feel about that. What are we feeling? And these are swords, which deal more damage than the axe, arguably, but have less armor penetration. So we're going to stick with the axe for now. Although swords give parry, and parry might be really useful. So let's keep one sword, and I'll swap to that. Do we want the las pistol or the auto pistol? It's a tough choice. Also, Abelard, can you have a las pistol? That might answer my question. I might give him a ranged weapon. Or dual swords. I wonder what dual wielding's like in this game. You know? Could be intriguing. What do we reckon? Yeah, I'll keep one out. And the las pistol. We'll get more later. No! Yeah, that's good. Cool. So, nice. In combat, a character may need to use different kinds of weapons, which can be prepared in advance. Open your inventory, prepare to switch to a different weapon set in combat, press X. Doesn't cost action points. Oh, well, that's interesting. Ooh. Okay. So you can have a second set of weapons, but it doesn't cost you any action points or anything to change. First of all, what's that do for you? Like, if I select you now, can I see your abilities? Yes, and there's no... technically no dual attack that uses like both at the same time. And what's your attack limit? Do we know that? I'm guessing it's 1. I'm guessing. That's the problem. I'm guessing. No. So I don't know if there's a point in doing this at the moment. But having him have a pistol spare, that feels big and clever. For any turn he can't reach anyone with melee, and obviously we'll try to reach them, but if he can't get to them, it's good to have a pistol to pick up the slack, so to speak. Navigator's Sanctum. Oh, here's a map of your void ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Some parts are not yet available, but over time your character will be able to access them. Click left mouse button on the active part of the void ship to move there. Navigate a sanctum.
This
There's a lot of wibbly warp stuff going on here.
Directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
Hello there. Who are you? Idira. Oh, you switched that man's brain off. You're a psyker.
The halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Foul, yeah, but it's very 40k, isn't it?
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von
Divination.
Francis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects
Severin, I
of
know
the
what you
warp that is
mean.
seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
It's... yeah, Falgard. There has to be one. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. Diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient.
Just poke the wall.
I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you, Von Valancius, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psychers she wants one to replace her.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If
Night, Tomo.
Edelthrat's
Thanks for
like
coming in,
me
dude.
and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right.
What? You think Lady
First we need to deal with
Theodora
what's
didn't
happening here.
ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
The seer's words dredge up something dark and frightening from the depths of your memory. Your soul has been tainted by the influence of warp sorcery, and it seems you will never be rid of it.
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
We must save the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Good.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Such a rousing speech. Idira has joined your party, which now consists of several characters. You can drag select. Oh, cool, you can also backspace and that selects everyone. Nice. Oh. Navigator. Just chilling in the navigator's throne. Piece of pipe left a noticeable dent in the floor. We're gonna get into a fight going this way, right? It's gonna happen. There's no two ways around it. Tactical mode, let's go. Idira get to cover. I'll get to that cover. He'll just run forwards. Idira is a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses, and her psyker abilities allow her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies. Expose weaknesses and operative ability, which they can use against a single enemy who's under the exploit effect. It reduces their dodge, parry, and armor. Okay. She's armed with a special staff that allows the psyker to unleash psychic powers. Cool. Psychic Shriek. I mean, that sounds fun. Right, so what are we doing then? Analyze enemies. Oh, there's quite a few of them actually. This guy, this brawler. Take a good look at him. What do we get? 3 stacks? Nice. Zappy Boom. Chains up to 4 targets within a 3-cell radius. That's a bit much. Psychic Shriek. 7 to 16 damage to the target. Yeah, that sounds good. Boom. Splat. Goes the brain pan. And that's all she can do this turn, I think. Oh, she could also increase someone's dodge and parry until the end of combat.
Anything else?
Buff in the toolbox. This is the whole thing. We're just going to throw buffs at him until he's way too hench. Heretic Psyker. Get back here. Absolutely not.
Victory is imminent.
I can still do a regular attack.
I will do my duty. I took care of this
Yeah,
one.
no. Bad Psyker. Not on the furniture. You can use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions. Click left mouse button on any accessible cell to place the hologram there, then select an ability or single shot attack. Yeah, I think I did that by accident earlier. First I'm going to buff myself. Like that. Then I'm going to charge this one. Target is too close. Oh, from there, I see. Now, charge this one. Oop. Then I think I can just regular attack this one, right? Yeah, boy! Dat axe, though. Great for killing swathes of armoured enemies. Oh, missed. So, exploit his weakness again. Now he's got 4 stacks on. And Psychic Screaming to death. Boom! The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the 2 dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the 2 ordinary eyes, as well as the 3rd one that sits in the centre of its forehead. I believe Master Vespiadas still lives. Abelard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the war. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. What's wrong with him? Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one! The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the 3rd eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Our time is short to do what? Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming 2 hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. Idira shrieks in terror. It came from beyond! His body is not his! Idira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his 3rd eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream, mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there is a purplish swelling around the eye. Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength! The words come out of the Vox as a laboured rattle. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation, leave the warp, but it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. I want to help you, tell me how. The navigator takes a ragged breath. Run! The sanctum will be sealed, I will hold it off. Hold on, and wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation, so run! Run! The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The seneschal gazes at the figure in the chair. The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Vespiadas, good luck, and thank you. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the Vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static, interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Fun! Navigators, be creepy.
A nice little stroll.
Void ships in the 41st millennium will regularly burn through navigators. That post is never a permanent one. So back to the officer's deck, I guess. Oh, loot! Oh, nice, you get to loot after the fact. Hello, auto guns. Intriguing. It's got a burst fire. But it is a lifelong one. Yeah, that's absolutely. It is for the rest of your life. Okay, let's put these axes in storage. I don't need more axes. None of my characters at the moment need an autogun. We've got basically 2 melee users and a psyker. And the psyker's already got this equipped, I believe. It's just going to be identical, isn't it? Yeah, psychic staff. So we just got to put all that in storage. Yeah. Counts as a melee weapon, look at that. I guess you can whack things with it. It's a staff after all. Leave location. I've still got that sword, haven't I? I decided not to swap it out. Officer's deck. Let's go! Give a man a fire, and he'll be warm for a day. Make a man a navigator, and he'll be tormented by the endless horrors of the warp for the rest of his life. Right? That's how the saying goes. Drink. Nearly fell out my chair, chat. Nearly, but I didn't. I didn't. Because I'm good like that. I'm good at chairs. It's one of my special skills. You're gonna get killed. Shot in the back. Yeah, called it. Called it.
The ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these men.
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
Sister of Battle. The Adeptus Sororitas is here. The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems she's not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta. Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We
She's
require
so
all
BS.
the forces we can
Sister.
muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
In the Toolbox von Valentius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by smears of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I'm no traitor, sister, you can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Might as well use the check. What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader's ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Okay.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL 84, my lord. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
Happening on the officer's deck.
Massacre, my lord. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lord, be on your guard.
Good. Sounds like the warp is leaking into the ship. That always ends well. We must get to the main hall of
Through
the
this
deck.
door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
She's got a bolt gun. She's got a bolt gun.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Hey, Square Man, how you doing today? Good to see you.
Light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
We're just starting Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader today, and I am hyped by this game. There we go. Now I've got goods.
Blessed be the road that we take.
Loot. Loot. I don't need another axe. Miscellaneous cargo, ranged weaponry cargo, holy gifts cargo. Yeah, boy! I love it. You've received a new, more efficient weapon for your character. Oh. Was I meant to keep that? Whoopsie. You'll find and purchase new equipment often on your travels, so don't forget to update your character's equipment in order to make them more powerful. I did not keep that, chat. I did not keep that. Whoopsie. Can I pull it? Can I pull it out the cargo? Is it? Oh, it's a well-maintained axe. Yeah, it needs to come out. But this sword can go in. I'll trade you. Whoops. That's way stronger than the previous axe. Look, 5 to 7 goes up to 9 to 13. Hang on. Axes. It's a shame that I don't seem to have found any bonus to dual wielding yet. You have a jiu-jitsu class in like an hour 45. First of all, awesome. Nice. Second of all, welcome in, you know. Come join us for a bit of this madness. We haven't yet decided whether we're going to fight chaos with being well-behaved Imperial citizens, or whether we're going to fight chaos with additional chaos. You know, it's tough to choose. Collect all. Trophies were packed as cargo. I like that. I like how I'm just burgling the rogue trader that I work for. That's good fun. Oh, what we got in here? Heretics. Brilliant. I love a room full of heretics.
I dare not provoke the whispers.
Why are we moving in a ridiculous line? Why is this happening? Can I change this formation?
I am at your service.
This crazy line of characters.
With fire and vigor,
Oh, there we go.
our Emperor imbue us. I'll bleed you dry.
I'll bleed you dry. I want you, bleeders. She's turned into an Adeptus Sororitas take on Sweeney Todd. Toolbox is going to go there. And Adira is going to go there. Let's go. Hey, Ballard, you are first. What does this do? Brace for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype taken by the Navy officer. So currently 1. They can't be forcibly moved or over-penetrated. What does deflection do? Determines the amount of damage deducted. Oh, so they straight up take -2 damage from stuff. That's cool. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. First turn's going to be the most dangerous where there's lots of enemies, so... Charge! Hang on, if I charge at him... Interesting choice.
Indeed.
Charge at him.
Reduced to
Nice. And then you've got enough left to do a proper attack. Can you get here without getting... You can't move. Okay.
It will be done.
Should have attacked the assailant. Never mind. Next. Missed me. Argenta is the warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas and a soldier. She's an expert with burst range weapons. And weapons that deal damage in an area. Another of Argenta's strengths is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants extra movement points and reduces the cost of their next attack by -1 AP. They'll also suffer a -10 point penalty to their ballistic skill for this attack, because they're running and gunning. Revel in Slaughter is a soldier ability that can be used once for every 3 enemies she kills in a single battle. Each activation increases their ballistic skill, crit chance, and crit damage. It stacks until the end of combat. Certain types of weapons let you make burst attacks. Unlike single shots, burst fire requires you to select a direction rather than a specific target. Particularly effective against clusters of enemies. Oh, it's like an attack cone. With most of the... So that's what this is. Like, you choose a direction and she'll just bolt gun down. Oh my god, yes. That looks like a wonderful shot, doesn't it? We could get closer. Make it more likely to hit. Do you reckon? What is her power? She's got power armor on, right? No, she's got a mesh chest plate? What? What? But she's Sister of Battle. She should be wearing power armor. Disappoint. Disappoint, chat. Grants momentum equal to 6. Also grants an additional 3 momentum for each enemy that's either in a 5-cell radius around the Sister of Battle or was hit by her this turn. And that's run and gun. It's raining there, so the stream's not looking good. Ah, it's unfortunate. Oh my god, Severin. Oh, okay. That's different. I was like, the hell is that noise? Severin, thank you so much for picking up those... Thank you so much for picking up those Streamloot chests and apparently scaring the beans out of me. Right, go.
Do it. Eradicate it.
You hit one of them. That is disappointing. Furious recital. Got some momentum, look. So, from what I understand, momentum is something that you can build or lose. And, take care, Squareman. Hey, thanks for popping in, dude. I'm sorry to hear that it's not working very well for you. Hopefully, it will pick up again. We're going to be playing this game every Tuesday and Thursday night from now on, though. Hey, and thank you for the bit. Cheers for your cheer. Tink!
Severin Tiger wants you to tell us a Christmas joke.
You want me to tell you a Christmas joke? A Christmas joke. Oh, what's it got? I only know ones that are deeply inappropriate for stream. Which isn't good. What does snowmen have for breakfast? Frosties. I won't apologise for art. And that's absolutely what that was. Right, you got this attack which will jump between enemies in theory. Potentially take out 2 of them, right? So let's analyse this one, because he's the tougher one, and get the bonus damage. And then let's zap him. Oh yeah. Bzzzt. Oh wait. No, oh my god! Okay, gotta be careful with that because it can hit friendlies. Whoopsie! Oh, they've brought more friends. That's not great. It's not ideal. I'm gonna make Toolbox dodge more. Ooh, this is building up. Veil degradation. When Psychers reach deeper into the warp to power their abilities, there's always a chance of the Empyrean bleeding into our reality, a factor that is invariably destructive and damaging. Increases by 1 for each use of a minor psychic power and 3 for each use of a major psychic power. It decreases by 1 each round. So if there's lots of Psychers doing lots of things on the field, shit gets wibbly. It's probably the best way of describing it. Melee, melee, gun, gun. That's okay. I can deal with that, right?
Just a minor setback.
Missed. Dodged. Freaking love him. Full or partial cover gives you opportunity to avoid attacks. Full cover, indicated by a skull on the shield, reduces the chance to be hit by 60%, and partial reduces it by 35%. Nice. Some cover can be destroyed by melee attacks, area attacks, and other abilities. Also fun. Right, Toolbox. You need to buff yourself. Sir. Charge this lad down. Nice! Annihilated. And then you can probably shoot him, because you can't move now. Ah, dang.
I took care of this one.
Nice. Attack of opportunity for the kill. Characters with melee weapons block adjacent enemies' ability to perform attacks with ranged weapons.
Brace yourself.
So when they're next to melee, when you're next to someone with a melee weapon, you can't use a ranged weapon. That's useful info.
Tried and tested tactics are the best.
And I didn't get
ones.
attack of opportunity because I stayed next to him. So that's good. And then I can do this.
Victory is imminent.
Oh, he parried. How rude. How dare. Can I also charge? I can also charge. So I could go charge him.
It will be done.
Oh, but then I get attack of opportunity. Parried. Noted. Charge still sets off attack of opportunity. That's important knowledge, that is. So this burst fire, it's fun, but it does not hit very much, does it? Shot count 4. Like, it's very fun to use.
God Emperor, move through me.
And I'm absolutely going to keep using it because it's the appropriate and accepted way to use bolt guns as far as I'm concerned. Go. Oh! Okay, that one went way better. That one went way better. She just mowed down everything in that direction. Okay, I like burst fire now. I wasn't fully sold, I'll admit. Wasn't sure if I liked it, but it turns out it's absolutely baller. What do you know? Exploit his weakness and then shout at him psychically. 2 AP and a little bit of Bale wibbliness. Done. Nice. What's your plan, heretic assailant? Missing. Bad plan. Gotta say. Not a fan. Yeah, you can do that. Oh, it's alright. I can attack again, can't I? He had 2 health left. He's like a truck now. With this upgraded axe, and his current strength being 55. Jeez. Nice. That's what I wanted. I wanted a psychic character that hit like a truck. Interesting. Doesn't look like charge uses movement points.
Sound approach.
So you can do a full move and then charge. That's how you can get some real distance with melee users. Note it. No one's left. Nice. Get looting. Yeah, basically all of it's going into storage, isn't it? Boop. Ooh. 100%. Selling full cargo to merchants improves your reputation with that faction. So you want full cargoes like this, 100%. Truck-kun! The isekai begins. The Warhammer 40,000 isekai? I mean, how do we feel about the existence of that? Goods! Goods! Skill tests and interaction with the environment. Ooh, we've got a...
See? Right there.
tech use or something. Hello! More goods. Someone spotted that. Nice. What we got here? A machine right set. Provides an additional opportunity to call out a machine spirit and interact with the device. Expendable item. And a multi-key. Yeah, those are worth having in inventory, they are, aren't they? That multi-key is basically free lockpicking. That's all just commodities. So we will take those. Good. Is there like a maximum number of cargo things I can have? Because, you know, I'm picking up a lot. Ah, keep hitting inventory.
Whatever
Open the door with logic. This guy didn't get looted. He also lost an arm. Real shame. Real shame. Oh, I can use a machine right set or an 85% chance logic test.
Compared to naval service, that was
I'm going to make a
barely
deep
challenge.
tech use. I mean, we've already passed it, we can tell. The tech use skill test in dialogue and during exploration. You'll have to make various skill checks. It's a 100-sided die. So, each skill test has a difficulty of up to 100. To succeed, you have to roll a value less than the sum of both the stated difficulty and the value of the skill. So if it's IC, so you're attempting a test with a difficulty of -10, and your tech use is 40, so you have to roll less than a 30 on a D100. I understand how that works now. That makes figuring it out a bit better. Higher a character's skill score, the easier it is for them to succeed on tests. Yes, that's how skills work. Not to put too fine a point on it or anything. I think the intended direction is up the stairs, so naturally we're going to go this way first. Because when have we ever followed the road ahead? See? Fabulous prizes. Look at that. Fabulous bleeding prizes. Melter charges! Yes! +3 bonus to tech use. I mean, that's... Who's our best tech use at the moment? And we might as well just buff them up, right? 30, 30, 30. Good. No one is really very good. You can take them for now. Nice gloves. 33. So there you go. We've gone off the D20 system now. Because we've got I can't words. We've got a number that's not 5s and 0s. That's what we're after. It's close enough anyway. Goods! Oh, we're looting everything, chat. Everything.
The future is never certain.
Goods! Give me the goods! Ooh, electrified shard net. Xeno artifacts. Nice. You know we need that. You know that's a thing we want. 9%.
Something
little way to go on it.
Ahead.
Blow the door up. Hello there. You had me at blow the door up. I love that it's the Sister of Battle that's doing it as well. Boom. I put a hole in the door. There's a heretic cutthroat down there. Why? No. Why is the why is my whole party just like running in a line? All level ups. Yay! Everybody loves level ups. What do I get? Endure. It's an ability. Until the warrior's next turn, all incoming damage is reduced by toughness bonus. And the warrior gets toughness bonus temporary wounds. That's tanky. That is. That's really tanky. I love that. He's got it as well, right? Because he's a warrior. Yep. She is an operative. So she's going to gain Expose Weakness. Removes all exploits from the target to decrease the target's dodge, parry, and armor by 10 plus exploits stacks times perception bonus, which for her is 4. Nice. Until the start of the operative's next turn. So that makes an enemy much easier for everyone to hurt. And what about the bolt gun lady? Ah, demolition. That's why she did that, look. Revel in Slaughter, that's the other ability that she was due to get, wasn't it? Every 3 kills she gets, she can just activate that and get even more powerful for the remainder of the combat. Nice.
Marching on.
Hello there. Another multi-key. I love it. Okay. I'm not sure which the correct way to go is, but I'm guessing across this bridge. Yeah, because that leads back to kind of where we left the Lord Captain before. Random heretic cutthroat down there. So what's this way? Might as well check it for valuables first. Goods!
Terror, guide our way.
This is why we do this, chat. This is exactly why we do this. Books. Boom. Holy gifts. What's in this door? Ooh, choices. Tech use 63%.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Not a good idea. Oh, everyone can have a go. No one is succeeding. Okay, let's use a key.
Unexpected result.
Okay, that didn't go to plan. So we're going to loot this guy and get... Ooh, a helmet. Deck officer's helmet, plus 5% armor. That's going on my Psyker. He looks majestic. Look at him. Just brimming with psychic power. Ready for battle. He's great. He's having a wonderful time, chat, this little Psyker. What's this? A fallen steel has blocked the path to the lifts. You'll have to look for another way to Edelthrad. Well, we know another way. Hello. A massive podium rises above the gap in the main temple. A bold architectural decision that could turn into a disaster with a well-placed shot. Hey, Chekhov, come and get your gun. Right? Why would it even say that? I have a feeling it's about to turn into a disaster. I don't know why. It's just an inkling. We should get across this. Quickly. Oh boy, I think we're going downstairs. I think we're taking the express route downstairs. What the hell is that? The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valentius. Are you lost, my heir? An apparition! A sorcerous apparition! Trickery of the warp! Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is an outrageous... How did you get here? I am a rogue trader in the Toolbox. I am wherever my will demands me to be. Would you prefer to be elsewhere at this time? Indubitably. But are you ready? Watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. I can lead you out of these flames in the Toolbox, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination in the Toolbox. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around you. In the Toolbox, the survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around. Sometimes your character will have to make tough decisions based on their values, interests, and goals. Such decisions affect their convictions. This can develop in 3 directions: dogmatic, iconoclast, and heretical. Each includes 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealously the character follows their convictions, and the more noticeably the world around them reacts to their actions and decisions. Promotion through the ranks of each of the 3 directions opens up access to new dialogue lines, events, unique abilities, and also changes the attitude of others towards your character. Also, some items can only be equipped by characters with certain convictions. Cool. When one of the conviction branches reaches rank 3, Votary, it becomes the character's main focus. When that happens, the other 2 conviction branches cannot be raised above rank 2 Adherent. Your character's allies have convictions of their own as well. So dogmatic is walk through the fire. Heretical is accept the offer of help. And iconoclast is I will not leave my people in harm's way. So this is when we have to decide what kind of rogue trader we want to be ultimately. Like, what are we going to be primarily? Dogmatic, follower of the Emperor's light and teachings. Heretical, chaos, lol. Or iconoclast, looking after the people. I'm thinking iconoclast. I'm thinking of my iconoclast. I will guaranteed do a heretical playthrough, but it's not this one. Iconoclast. I will not leave my people in harm's way. You look away and the illusion breaks. The unbearable heat instantly makes your skin burn, and the voices of the people beyond the shroud of smoke grow stronger and hopeful once you and your companions rush back, barking orders and guiding the survivors. In your determination, you completely forget about Theodora, and when you turn your head, you see nothing but the bellowing fire. Iconoclast plus 15. Fall back, we'll go around.
Where did it go? The that was standing in front of us in the fire? I could have sworn.
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch?
Crash the platform!
Through my service.
Yay! I get to do it. Was that a was that a good idea? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? There's some goods here. I want the goods.
Too late. We are too late. Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here. Which would be even worse.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak. Without us.
Look at this lot.
My lord, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us. So now we will follow you through thick and thin.
I made some friends.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's Voxcasts. They are still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now, at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest that we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Mort headed for earlier.
Deal. Let's do it. Make it to the medium of the air. Nope. Did not manage that. I do, however, want to loot this, please. Fire selector mods and a high octane promethium canister. Cool.
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
So it was this one. This door, right here. Now, is there anything past it? Loot is chiefly what I'm thinking about here. Nope, there's just a big old girder there that you can't pass. Very well. No loot for Toolbox. Sag.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Oh, perception check, nice. Stuff. Anything down
Pay
here?
attention.
Yes. Gotta get all that loot, chat. Gotta get all that loot. Board. Lord Captain's quarters. This has been a pretty awesome start to the game so far, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking this. This is my kind of game, right here. Turn-based, it's Warhammer 40,000, it goo. Anything in here? Nah. Anybody want to go for a bath? Quick dip in the fancy water. What about this side?
Ugh, this master-crafted patella augment is not fit for a servitor.
Master crafted. Yeah, my arse. More like arster crafted. Oh shit, is that Mort down? Oh shit, is that Theodora down? That's not great. That's not great at all. So about being your
The sooner we
heir.
start.
Goods! Helmet of the Devoted Protector. Requires Dogmatic Follower. Grants its wearer immunity to enemy critical hits for the first 3 rounds of combat. Nice. I'll take... Guns! You found an item that can only be equipped by characters of a certain conviction rank. Cool. But your characters have... Oh! Yeah, they've got... Well, she's not going to be... What does this require? Dogmatic Follower. How do I check her? Ah, here. So, she is Dogmatic 3. She's Heretical 2 already. We don't tell anyone about that, Indira. And he's Iconoclast. Okay, yeah, that was kind of predictable. So she could actually wear that helmet. In theory. Cannot be equipped by this character. Oh, I'm still on myself. Yeah. Outstanding. Can we hide that? I quite want... Sister of Battle looks way better like that. I'm glad that we can hide it, because I wanted to. Okay, before we go and check the Lord Captain...
If I hear anything.
Is there anything through here? Anything, anything good? No? Okay. Oh, never mind. Theodora's Rosary. The wearer of this amulet gained a +10 bonus to Commerce and Law Imperium. Haha! Yes! Put it on! Anyway. Theodora von Valencius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads. Oh, nice. We'll check that separately.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
Oh, shit.
No!
Oh, damn.
Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
It's a hell of a scream to get to do as a voice actor, that is.
Lord Captain. Who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Yeah, they're sort of clipping through the wall a little bit, Val. Only a little bit, but secret tunnel, hopefully. Do we think it was Voidveer, or do we think Voidveer wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death? And I think that's what he was after, wasn't it? I think it's that one.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
Dude was basically Katachan.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Examine Theodora's body. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotions she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
That's fair. Examine the shards by the desk. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. What do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Conrad, and...
No worries, Josephson.
What is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Okay.
Tainted witchcraft.
Inspect the papers. Handwritten letter with a seal. No info. Good. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Imperium test succeeded, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valencia, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Let's check the Archmilitant's body. Got to do a thorough investigation of these kind of things, you know? An auto-pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Archmilitant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than him. Best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Love it. Love the energy. I love it, Indira.
Whatever you wish.
Anyway, loot. Ooh, Rogue Trader's Cloak. Cloak grants +5 fellowship for each enemy in a 2-cell radius. That's an interesting one. Ooh. Hang on. Esteemed Theodora, this is the letter. A change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual case. Forthwith upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rykad system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrichs van Kylox, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to the Furibundus system aboard your ship. On footfall, the Interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator von Kalox's activities on Rykad Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, Van Kalox himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you, XC. And that's obviously the Inquisition guy. None of my folk really use fellowship in their skills at the moment. This is the thing. So this cloak, not wildly valuable to me currently. But, you know, we'll keep hold.
Let's proceed.
We'll keep hold. Well, nobody expected that. I know, right? Did I not come in this way? What? Ooh, what?
Blessed be the road
Am I
that
going
we
out
take.
this way? There's an elevator here. Oh, which is full of bad guys. And a servitor with a gun? Yes, that's a servitor with a multi-melter. Combat servitor. Thermal multi-melter. Jeezy McCreasy, don't get hit by that. We should kill that first and fast. Abelard's going to run in about there and sweep wide. Light and medium armor. Armor protects the character from incoming damage. Light and medium armor types are both available to you at the moment. The armor stat indicates what percentage of incoming damage from an enemy attack it can absorb. The type of armor also influences the chances that the character wearing it will pass a dodge test. The higher the dodge penalty, the lower the chance to dodge an enemy attack. A character in light armor dodges attacks more often, but takes more damage when hit. Medium armor absorbs more damage, but reduces mobility and ability to dodge attacks. Cool. That's worth noting. Right, Abelard, go there. Oh, I've accidentally started the battle, haven't I? Tart. Silly boy. Right, charge. Oh, there. Okay, good, that didn't actually do an attack. Great!
I will do my...
Oh, that did 3 damage to that combat servitor. Its armor is 80%. Oh, poop. Buff yourself up, Toolbox. It's going to be a fight. Going in. Nice. Good. Good, good, good. He looks tanky as hell. He actually looks really tanky. Oh, you just had to do an SC reinstall as well. You'll encounter enemies with various abilities and features. An icon next to the enemy's portrait indicates that they're under the influence of some kind of effect. So this guy is heavily damaged. Its damage, hit chance, and wounds are greatly reduced. I feel like that could still end really badly if that thermal multi-melter, scorching area attack as well, hits anyone. That is going to royally suck. There's way too much chance of hitting friendlies there. However, if I basically run up to here,
the enemies of the Emperor will
then in theory, this should have way less chance of hitting friendlies and much more chance of hitting bad guys. Yeah.
I will not.
Do your shout of resolve. There we go. Furious recital. She's so angry.
Anything else?
Does this knack her armor? It does. Quite a bit, actually. Could really shave his armor down. That would be 1, and then we could use 2 to do a psychic scream on him. So what's that done to him? Armor down to 58%. Do you know what? It's not perfect.
Will do.
But it's a bit. Got him for some damage. Now this is going to suck. Oh, yes. Yes, good, good, good. Oh, boy. Ow. Only 5, because Toolbox is tanked up to the eyeballs. Let's go. Yeah. He killed his mate as well. Oh, you're not having a good day, are you? Hit both of them. Lovely, lovely. We're down to just the servitor. You can get a better understanding of what transpired in combat by checking the combat log. In the bottom right of the screen. There. You can bring up the combat log and read more about what exactly is happening. I bet you can look at like, the rolls and everything. Yeah, you can. Cool. So if you really want to dig down deep into the stats of the game and what's working and what's not, you can do that. It's kind of cool. Toolbox is gonna get tanked up. Oh, shift 3. Hang on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sweet chart. No, he did that. Good. Shift 2 for the charge. Got him. Got him. Not a problem. He's got, like... I love that when he does his buff, he's got, like, hench arms. Oh, amazing. Nice. Did you make a lot? It's not a bad thing. You have fun made a lot of tasty food, and is like almost apologising for that as though it's a bad thing. We leveled up again. Nice. I can get Daring Breach. The warrior immediately restores all AP and MP and gains plus agility bonus movement points until the end of the turn. They don't lose movement points, and they have no limit on melee weapon attacks this turn. Oh damn, that's his like heroic ability though, isn't it? I think that's what it was saying at the start. And we choose a talent. Oh my goodness. Chat, there's a talent system. Chat, help. Thick skin. Living shield. I just want to make my my Psyker as ridiculously hard to kill as possible. It will not die. Increases wounds by half the character's level. Rounded up. Oh, nice! You can look. You can sort. Oh, this is what like Pathfinder kind of needed. Like, hey, here's the recommended features. You get contempt. Get favorited ones, so you can favorite them as well if you want to see them more often. Offense, defense. So these are the defensive ones. Epicenter of slaughter. Whenever the warrior is attacked, they gain a stack of epicenter of slaughter. Hey, Squishy Jalapeno, thank you so much for the follow. Jump in the toolbox, grab yourself a drink, and let's play some games. I hope you're having a wicked day today, and thank you for joining us as we played Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. What a brilliant game this is turning out to be. At the start of their turn, they gain a temporary wound for each stack. So, I think that's basically they get a hit point. Yeah. Cannot exceed the warrior's toughness. So, with Epicenter of Slaughter, every time he gets attacked, yes, not necessarily hit. So even if they miss, ooh, that's good. Val, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Sleep well. Good luck with your download. I'm going to do that. Every time I get attacked, I get a stacking buff that basically applies regeneration to me. That's awesome. Hello.
One day I will do baking without wearing all the flour.
No, you won't. No,
it's not today, though.
It's not today. Today you're wearing all the flour.
Yeah. But look, you can see it on camera.
It's literally visible. I might make this guy, like, offensive based instead. Whenever an enemy attacks the warrior's next melee attack against that enemy deals bonus damage. Enrage. If the warrior has less than 50% wounds, they gain an additional 5 plus toughness and agility bonus crit chance. Desolation.
So, quickfire, top 3 things about the game.
Top 3 things about the game. It's Warhammer 40,000. Like a turn-based game set in that world, and it's really cool. The character customization is bonkers. The combination of homeworld, origin, and archetypes means that you can... Yeah, I know, I'm also answering you. Yeah, the combination of that and then the skills that you take, there's some really cool characters you can build. The fact that I'm able to take a Psyker and make them into a melee character, like a tanky melee character, is really cool. I love that. And the third thing, what's the third thing that's awesome so far?
Is it like a particular ability or something that you found that's really fun?
Yes. I mean, the starting ability that my main character got, that basically makes him tanky as hell. It's really cool, and I love the fact that the visual on it literally makes him like hench out like that. It's very cool. So. Okay.
So if you look at me, it's pointless.
Okay. I see. You're right there.
Stop looking at me.
I can't help it.
The audience are
I can't
there.
help it. She's just so pretty.
They're in there, look.
I can't help it. The audience are pretty too. You guys are fantastic. And
I know.
Gorgeous.
We can see you. You're gorgeous.
Severin, are you referring to the game's epic voice acting or my epic voice acting? Because frankly, I think the two
Yours
go
has
really
been
well together.
On point today.
Has it?
It has. It's
been all right.
Lovely. Good job.
I'm glad. Blade Flurry. I'm gonna... do you know, I don't know what to give him, actually. Support features? What's the recommended for him? It's all the warrior stuff in it. Bonus damage to enemies that have no allies nearby. Bonus damage when hurt. Both, thanks, Severin. I love that. Universal features. Ramming speed! Increases charge distance by 3 cells. That's fun. That's very fun. Rigorous training. Charge and slash do not end their movement. Ooh. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. Charge and slash don't end his movement. That's huge. Because if that charge kills something, it means he can then run onto something else. Rigorous training. Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100% that. Yeah. This is the way. Alright, Psyker. Operative. Gets a dismantling attack. Immediately inflicts one exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. That attack always hits. Until the end of combat, the target of this attack suffers a minus 30% penalty to dodge and armor. That's cool. What are the recommendations? Weak body, weak soul. Exposed weakness also reduces toughness and willpower. That's kind of useful. Instant exposure. Exposed weakness costs 0 AP. Could make it very useful. The other thing's a fresh target. Whenever they attack an enemy that's at full wounds, that attack deals bonus damage. Cool. And Tide of Excellence. Whenever the operative triggers an exploit on the enemy, the operative gains +1 damage and +2% armor penetration until the end of combat. Ooh! Or when they trigger an exploit, so when they do the attack, they get a stacking buff. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I'll do that. I feel like that's going to be fun. And finally, our Sister of Battle. Her heroic act or desperate measure is soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire, minimum 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. Until the end of the soldier's turn, their first attack against each new enemy automatically scores a critical hit, and they immediately reload their current weapon. So you wanted to have a big, powerful burst-firing weapon for that, right? To have as many shots as possible. That's very cool. And what does she get? Rapid reload. Reloading costs 2 less AP, minimum 1. And the first reload in the combat doesn't cost any. Rack and Ruin. After the soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies, they gain 10 plus twice their ballistic skill bonus % more damage for their next attack. Camaraderie. For each adjacent ally, they deal more damage. It's kind of a theme here. The soldier gains 3 plus their agility bonus in crit chance. This bonus is doubled against enemies from whom they're protected from cover. Fired up, whenever they deal damage, their crit damage is increased by 1% to the end of combat. And cover efficiency is increased. I'm very, very tempted to say Tenderize. I mean, the recommended ones are good, right? Rapid reload. Rack and Ruin is tempting. Whenever they deal damage, their crit damage is increased by 1% until the end of combat. That's very cool if you can get the crit lots. Very cool. I'm going to get it, because I think it's going to tie in really well with this heroic ability that lets them hit lots of enemies, gain lots of crit chance, and get auto crits as well. Sorry, lots of crit damage and get auto crits. I think that's going to be effective. Right, let's loot. What have we got? Grace of the Oblivious. +5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. I might be able to use that.
Severin Tiger
just got another pack of Stream Loot cards. Nice. Nice, I respect it. You've got a las pistol, you've got a ranged weapon, you've got a bolt gun, so we don't need those. They can go in there. We'll keep this out, though. I'm interested in this, because I think my main character might have 25 intelligence, let's go! Equip! He's got more toughness, yes! I like it. Right, that's all the loot, as far as I can tell. Let's go down here. No injuries. Where were we supposed to head? The bridge. The big lit up part. You know, the glowy bit? Let's go there. Oh. This isn't great.
The first sacrifice opens the eye.
You are summoning
the
demons, aren't you?
The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Uh-oh. Edelthrad, who is clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. Help has arrived? Too late to change the tide, I am afraid, but if there is any honour in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader. Theodora von Valentius is dead. I found her and the arch-militant in her study. God, Emperor, preserve us! The rogue trader is dead? The ship has lost her lord captain, and the house its head. Edelthrad shudders and grabs his shoulder. As you watch, the sleeve of his jacket bursts open, and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, the warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. Dira looks anxiously at Adelthrad. Then she glances back at you. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge. Adelthrad stares at you, and his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. Then we have no right to bow our heads. Yeah, damn right. The guy's still over here sacrificing shit, though, so could we maybe take care of that? You can see Kunrad Voigtveer clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. We are out of time! Adelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Adelthrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Ready your weapons. If we are to die this day, let us die with honour. No, in the toolbox. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No, it will not be like this, not today. Adelthrad lowers his head. Then he sighs and locks eyes with you, his gaze cold, haughty and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the war. Watch over our realm. And farewell. Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches towards his death. What? Theodora is dead? Voigtveer stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment. No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't...
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
I feel like the ritual is about to be finished. Oh good, he spawned out. He is a chaos spawn now.
The Emperor is with us!
To use the unique abilities called Heroic Acts or Desperate Measures, momentum is required. Depending on the actions of your party in combat, the momentum bar will increase or decrease. A high momentum allows a character to use a Heroic Act. A low value grants access to Desperate Measures. Both abilities can completely change the course of a battle, but every party member can either use one or the other, and only once in a single combat. So from what I understand as well, the Heroic Actions and Desperate Measures, they kind of do the same thing, but the Desperate Measure has more risks to it. Like, you're at low morale, it's like you're taking a big risk to try and turn the tide of battle. We've got some allies. We've got a freaking Chaos Spawn with 140 hit points. Jeezy McCreasy, come on. What is that? It hits everything in a line, so I'm going to be careful of that. Toxic Spurt. 3x3 toxic zone lasts for 2 rounds. Every round, everyone within and every creature entering the zone suffers damage. Okay, Rending Scream. Target makes a toughness test. If you fail, you bleed. Great. Devourer. Eats an ally. Oh god, we best not leave him any allies then, had we? I suppose we'll have to murder everyone for the Emperor. Okay, who's going in what order? 3 of us are going first. So let's push that to our advantage, if we can. Toolbox could almost literally tank at this point. Like, he could genuinely put some effort into tanking. Idira and our dear Sister of Battle are going to stand back here and open up, is the plan here. Enemy status. You will encounter enemies with various abilities and features. Yeah, right-click them. I've just done that. Wear a Santa hat.
You to wear a Santa
you have fun if we got a
for
Santa
15
hat?
minutes.
I just realised I don't know where the Santa hat is. Let me just check in with my wife on that one. Iron Arm. Right, we're gonna start carving up these guys. I'd love to be able to like designate which side of them I end up on, right? But no, I can't. Let's do that. Good. That's him dead. I need to get the ability where I can move after... Is that not the Huntress? Why is the Huntress here? Nobody invited the Huntress. I don't have a massive amount of chance to hit here, but I'll just take the shot. Oh, dodged. Great. Good. Like you. Can you just like... Yeah, you absolutely can. You can just fire on this guy. And maybe his wacky friend as well. What's this going to do? This is the... So I can do... Hang on. Aha. I can do this, right? I can burst fire down the middle. Like that. Good. Good bolt gunning. But now what I can do is I can... Aha. I can hit firearm mastery. So what's the rate of fire on this gun? 4. Which means I can now make 4 shots for free. First one is yours. Crit. Second one. What? Ability can't be used again this turn? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Don't lie. Second shot. She could probably take out like 4 of the allies now. Oh, dodge. Fine. Have another one. Yep. Got him. Have you still got any more juice in that can? Yeah, you have. 86% chance. Nailed it. That's it, though, isn't it? That's her done. That's awesome. Revel in slaughter because you killed so many things. Okay, she's badass. She's badass. And then we're going to do that to get some resolve back. We should get loads because we got loads of kills this turn. Oh, I love it. Good. She could also do this and take another shot, I think. But it wins her. I don't want to wind her. Okay, I'll let Herballard have a go. I guess. Damn, we've like run out of enemies already. There's a couple of heretics left, but for the most part, we are good. I'm gonna charge the spawn. What could go wrong? The answer is a lot. Chat, a lot could go wrong. Do an attack. Nice. Oh. He just ate one of the friendlies and did a rending scream, even though it's not his turn. Oh. Oh, what happened there? Energy boost. Oh shit, I'm down? Oh, I'm prone. I was about to say, did he just flatten me with one hit? Because that's bad. How did he do that then? How did he energy boost? Movement points and damage are increased by 4 for every devoured ally. That's bad. We don't want him doing that. Yeah, I don't understand how he just got to have a turn in the middle of my turn. I don't get it. Right, friendlies. Let's come on out. Just a sec, chat. I need to find a Santa hat. Alright, chat. This shit just got festive. Let's go. Maybe some kind of legendary action odd. Yeah, that's a good... Oh my god, I can't get my headphones on. There we go. There we go. I've nailed it. Nailed it. We found the Santa hat. Good news, everyone. Right, exploit that bad boy's weakness. This only matters if she hits it, but if she does hit it, she gets permanent benefits. Is that the ability I bought? I've forgotten. What did I buy? Whenever she triggers exploit, she gains +1 damage. So she gets stronger and stronger as the fight goes on. I see. That count as triggering exploit, though. Removes all exploits from the target. Let's find out. I'm interested to know.
On it.
It doesn't look like it. She's bleeding.
Will do.
Balls. At least our Sister of Battle's great at building up resolve. Yeah, I'm loving the little las pistol shots from our friendly boys. Oh, that's bad. Toolbox is getting ripped to shreds. Use a medkit to restore your party members' wounds in battle, treat an injury, or get rid of certain negative effects. I do have a fresh injury. Did you miss every shot there, Enforcer? That was awful. Never do that again. Right, can only be used once per combat, so she's already done her Furious Recital. We're just going to open up at this guy.
Doubt is for the weak.
That was good. He's just attacked me again. How is he getting so many free turns? I don't understand. I don't know what's triggering it, so I don't know how to stop it. It's really annoying. Like if I knew what was making it happen, I could do something about it. Maybe. As it is though, we're getting absolutely wrecked. To shreds, you say? Right? Avalard didn't get a turn because he's flat on the floor. I just skipped him. It just openly skipped him. Right, so we're just gonna
Was that you?
keep screaming at it. Oh look, it gets damaged. That's pretty cool. It is out of friends to eat at least. Oh, goodness. Oh, Toolbox down. Broken ribs. Strength and toughness reduced by 20. Action points reduced by 1. That's bad. I've got to trauma. Just keep opening up with that bolt gun. You're doing great work. Until you missed it 3 out of 4 times. I had to open my big mouth, didn't I? You're doing great. I shall start sucking immediately.
I feel cold.
There's none of my characters that can do healing properly at the moment.
Of
We can do resolve again. So she's gonna do. She's not gonna do that one. Our Sister of Battle's gonna do her thing if she survives this turn.
Time to redouble our efforts.
Character has lost consciousness. Their wounds have been reduced to 0. And she's got a crippled leg. And he's got a crippled arm. How hard is this fight meant to be?
I'm going to the Emperor's light.
Oh no!
For I am his chosen.
That's all 4 of us dead. Ah. Not good. Okay, so I don't know what was giving him extra attacks, and it really, really screwed us over. So we're just at the start of the fight. Good. Toolbox has like a little extra bit on his health bar, and I don't understand. Oh, it's temporary hit points. Where's he gaining them from? Not that I'm complaining, but you know. Oh yeah, his auto pistol can do a burst shot, can't it? Right, so I'm gonna buff him. I'm gonna buff him. He's really hard to kill now, and then I'm just gonna charge at this guy. Because I'm not as worried about the little guys, because I know that Sister of Battle can wreck them. Speaking of which, save all of him. You need to harm him. Nice. And then with your next stuff,
in the will of the righteous.
you get to fire at everyone else. So
As
him.
the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer.
Nice.
Faith
Him.
without deeds is worthless.
I love this ability. This is probably what I'm always going to use my heroic moves on. I'm not going to lie. Boop. That's all that I can reach. There's still 2 of them. Oh, I should have done this first. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Do that. This should get loads this turn. this momentum
As
bonus.
the Emperor commands, I act.
Yep, yes, it's most of the way back up to full momentum again, which is great. And that's all she can do this turn, I believe. Right, you need to also buff your defences. And you need to charge down the spawn. Which now eats its buddy and heals up. Is it like health thresholds or something, do we reckon? That took way less damage than last time. Oh, but I did get hit twice. Cool. I don't have enough for an attack. Apparently. Yes, I do. It was lying to me. Good miss. Good miss. Well played.
Will do. On it.
Let's just keep screaming because it should give you this stacking buff to your damage, I believe. But I'm not seeing it, which is doing me a concern as well. I don't think it's working. For whatever reason, I'm not using it right. Can I? No, it doesn't have any of the things on. So I'm going to increase my character's dodge until the end of the battle. That's necessary. Oh, ice crystals appear in the air. Oh, we're getting real close to some wibbly shit happening with the veil degradation. Ruh-roh. I'm sure it'll be fine, chat. I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing could... God, will you guys start hitting? Oh, we got the goop. I think we need to get out the goop. The goop killed us last time because we stood in the goop. I'm down again. Stop! Just do a single shot and kill him. You're getting ruined because all you do is burst shots. Yeah, he's losing his whole turn. Prone. Cannot act. So, like, we need to find a way for someone to help him up, I think.
I will
Go there.
this battlefield
It
in
gets you out the
fury.
goop. And you can just bolt gun him
without deeds is worthless.
from nice and close. And now he gets a turn again. Okay, he didn't do as much with it that
Just
time.
a minor setback.
Right, he can do lots of attacks this turn. So he's going to do the defensive buff. That's important. That's a defensive buff as well, isn't it? +2 deflection. Yes. Do that. Dude, do that. Alright, it's got an injury. Is that how has it got a fresh injury? I'm not complaining. The spawn has injuries. I'm going to use this.
No matter the cost.
We get full AP? It felt like it said we should get full AP. Restores all AP and MP. And gains +3 movement points. Yeah, there we go, it's back.
Victory is imminent.
Now we can make like 4 attacks. Let's go. Chain sword!
I will do my duty.
Yeah! That did a fair bit. Who's next? One of the teammates, one of the crew officers. 2 damage. Mate, you're contributing. Honestly, do you know what? It counts. You know what? It counts. Not an issue. Get out the goop. Expose that weakness. The city goes analysed. And I'm going to do this one, because it's going to make everyone hit him harder. Honestly.
Was that you? Or
And he's got another fresh wound. I don't know what good that's doing against an NPC, but you know. Well, anything's better than nothing. Exactly. Stop hitting me! Stop. Yes, dodges! Dodges! That buff was worth it. That buff was... Oh, I'm so glad you actually hit, because somehow the first 2 las bolts flew out the side of the barrel sideways. Bloop bloop? What's the bloop bloop? What's the bloop bloop mean? The hell is bloop blooping at me? Right. Do the defensive buff. End of the 15-minute timer. Ah, it is, but I've got to keep it on a bit longer. I'm going to make it bleed. Achha! Yes, axes. They make things bleed. What's bleeding do? Damage? Just more damage. Suffers damage at the start of each turn and can be removed by any source of healing. But I don't think it has any of those left, so that's great.
My fate.
Sister! Ruin
As
it.
the Emperor commands, I act.
Yes! Oh my goodness. Oh. That was a fight. It's a pretty epic fight, in fairness. When it all comes down to it, it was a pretty epic fight, but damn. Blade shard. Oh, that's a shard of the weird blade that he had. That's a quest item. What else we got? Gloves of Endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain a +1 bonus to damage. Cool. And the Mantle of Heroism requires Iconoclast Follower. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by 20% until the end of combat. Oh, that's one for me. Well, first of all, it looks badass. But basically, I'll be interested to know if that's like if another character uses a heroic act, do I get the bonus? So, hey, level 10. Severin, hey, see this that's all going off down there? That's Severin Tiger hitting the power level 10 in the wonderful game that is Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. If you've not tried it and you're watching the channel right now, pull out your phone and scan that QR code. It's a Warhammer 40,000 game. It is a turn-based squad strategy game, and it's really good. We've been playing quite a lot of it, and thoroughly enjoying it. Injury or falls unconscious, everyone gets bonuses. Let's put them on the Psyker, because honestly, she's the physically weakest and most likely to fall over. Fal got level 10 but didn't show. I think it may be for reasons. I think Fal has played the game before, and though he lost his progress, if you played on the same device before, it might not count it. But I'm not an expert, and I am kind of guessing, so maybe that's the case, maybe it's not. I think we need to go this way. Is there any healing we need to do? No, it gave us all our injuries back. I guess that one was a freebie.
Yeah.
Bravor, Master Helmsman, system status report. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. The white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry we'd be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Shut up! Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. In the Toolbox, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valesius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. What must I do? Oh, this guy's literally got like a captain seat. I'm trying to place the accent now that we've got that. Take the Lord Captain's seat. I think he's Somerset. I think he's meant to be like, take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Nah, it's not quite that, is it? What other accents use captain? Because that's what that contraction very much is, isn't it? It's captain. Like, you could go full so take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Bah! Blast it all to the void. But I'm not sure, it feels like that's Scottish. Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Bah! Just blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master in the Toolbox. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. I think that's probably the closest to how I imagine that his voice is then. Yeah, Captain. Went a bit brummy in place. Look, I'm winging it on the voices tonight. I'm ready. Begin the ritual. Look, just as long as our mutual Scottish friend never hears what I just attempted to do, then we'll be fine. I think you're right, though, from the way that it's written, it's probably a Scottish accent, right? Or at least some form of... Oh, shit! The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the war. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. I'm saving my people. Do your worst. You cannot stop me. Theodora lets out a long screech, a shrill, overwhelming sound that can only be interpreted as laughter. Lead them, mortal. Guide them. Persuade them. Force them to walk your path. You will need followers, for destiny is preordained. Conrad Voidveer, your head begins to spin, and viscous drops slither down your cheeks. You blink, and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Voidveer, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured and the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you, on the day when the final dawn rises over the iron world. I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. Indira. The image is scattered by invisible sorcerous winds, and you see Indira. Her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you, and the weapon of our return to me. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Oh, shit! So that was an agent of Tzeentch, almost definitely. Weaver of Destinies is absolutely one of the ways that he is described. So it would seem that Tzeentch has taken a personal interest not just in this ship and its Lord Captain, but us. Our character. Ravor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Seneschal, the Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means... The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valentius flagship. We will honour his memory along with all that of all who died this day. Ravor does not look away. He is giving you a hard stare, his white brows furrowed. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
I'm not going to refuse this. I want the ship. Say nothing.
it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
Helping.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Nice! I like that. Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members.
Successful warp jump. Yeah.
Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
I'm guessing we made it out the warp. Hey, complete the prologue! Yay! Woo woo! Nice. That's a good prologue. Good prologue for a game like this. Absolutely. What a cracking start to this game. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that the Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. It's on the agenda for this meeting. Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we're currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honour of beholding the visage of their new Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtbeer? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but, frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now 1 shuttle short. I'm afraid it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. Ready to start the briefing, summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pair of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you have been granted an honour. Lord Captain in the Toolbox von Valentius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Otter of the Tolleman line, our new Voxmaster. Communications. It is an honour to serve your lordship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured... Sack the accent off, chat, I'm not doing it right. Sure, she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. I need to practice my Scottish accent more. And lastly, our high factotum Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. It is an honour, your lordship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honour, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the three officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The three officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, whilst the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. That's the funny arms he's got around him. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall young man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next three deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally assure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Ricat Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winter-scale rogue trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the rogue trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drives Master, I will hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all Tech Priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our engineer prime and navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject. When we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis nobility station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last, and if any thick as Grox shit lowlifes come sniffing about, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, anything to report? No, my job's simple, maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told, but just ask anyone, we've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply, it is as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins! Every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to Void knows where. Kill him. Silence! The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers, seize this mutineer. Yeah. Master of the Arsenal. Oh, he slapped him! And then pulled out his chainsaw. Abelard grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. If, your lordship, I do humbly apologise on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. I'm not going with execute him. We've gone iconoclast, haven't we? So stand down, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness. Not after the terrible attack we've just endured. Iconoclast +2. Adelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your snivelling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarise, we have sustained serious losses in crew members and we require a new engine seer prime and navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Tolliman? We are in the Rickad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 uninhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobility Station has simply failed to answer. It seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. Your Lordship, there is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You are perhaps wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, Hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Yeah, Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich van Kalox. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in this system, either the Navis Nobilite or the Governor of Rykard Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valentius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems as he is about to offer some words of encouragement. But then other people turned up. Ah! Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Indira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak to me when you have time, rogue trader. Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Come to your senses. Damn it! Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard, my head is still spinning. Something very strange is headed our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Class? No. Not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look at your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Cool. Time to get to work. Next time! What a great start. It's a Warhammer 40,000 game. It's turn-based CRPG game. It's basically like someone took Pathfinder, Baldur's Gate, and Warhammer 40,000 and slapped them all together for me. It's the game I never knew I needed, but it's lovely and it's wonderful.
Okay, that's it. You're done till the 28th.
I know, right? That's it. This is the.
That's it.
The final stream.
Bailiff has come
before Christmas. Folks, come on over to the Just Chatting page. Don't go yet because we are going to go on a raid. And yeah.